We got to get out of the fear of having credit cards because we're afraid to go into debt, forget to make payments, or mess up our credit score. Growing up, I was always told credit cards are bad, and if you do get a credit card, only use it for food or gas. But in reality, if I were to listen to all those people, I wouldn't be able to get cash back for every dollar I spend. I wouldn't be able to travel for free or go to the dealership and get one of my dream cars with no money down. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why you should cut up that debit card and only use your credit card in 2022. First, fraud. We've all been in that situation where we're running tight on cash and we call our bank account every day in hopes that someone blessed us with some cash. But in reality, that one time we checked our bank account, we noticed an unauthorized purchase in Thailand for $500. We immediately get on the phone, call our bank, let them know everything that happened. The unfortunate thing is, anytime someone steals money from our debit card, out of luck until that situation is resolved. If you're fortunate enough and you call within 2 days, you're only liable for up to $50. If anything after 2 days, you're liable for up to $500. Anything after 60 days, you might as well call it quits because that money that they took is now theirs. There's nothing you can do about it. The great thing about a credit card is anytime someone steals your credit card and makes an unauthorized purchase, you're only liable for up to $50. But oftentimes, credit card companies will waive that $50 and you don't have to pay anything. And if someone actually steals our information and not our physical card, we don't have to pay anything. So it's great to have a credit card instead of a debit card in the situation of fraud. What goes into that as well is holds. Anytime you go to a hotel or even rent a car, when we get to the desk to go get our keys, they tell us, hey, whatever card you're using, there's going to be a hold of $200. So if we have a debit card and we only have $500 on that debit card, we now only have $300 because that $200 is on hold for any damages that happen when we're renting that hotel or renting that car. The great thing about a credit card is that $200 for that hold is going against our credit limit. So we then still have the ability to spend whatever limit that we have on our credit card. And oftentimes our credit card have higher limits. So if our credit card has a $1,000 limit, we have $800 to spend compared to that $300 we have to spend on our debit card. And when you're using a credit card to rent that hotel or that car, you still have this cash over here. So you can still have this $500 of cash to spend anytime you go out to purchase anything. So I recommend in this situation to also use a credit card compared to a debit card. A debit card doesn't improve your credit score. So every time you're making purchases, swiping that debit card, you're not improving your credit score. Compared to the credit card, you are improving your credit score. As long as you're making your payments on time or even early, you're keeping your utilization rate low, below 30%. The sweet spot is between 1 to 10%. The reason the debit card, you're not improving your credit score, because you're using your own money. Every time you swipe that debit card, I don't care if you're pressing credit or debit, it's your money at the end of the day. You're always pulling out of your bank account. Compared to the credit card, you're borrowing the bank's money. So anytime you're borrowing their money and you're making those payments on time and keeping utilization low, they're reporting it to all 3 credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So therefore, it's improving your credit score. Your payment history makes up of 35% of your FICO credit score, and your utilization makes up of 30%. So between your payment history and your utilization, it makes up of 65% of your FICO credit score. So it's important to use a credit card instead of a debit card when you're looking to improve your credit score. So by the end of this video, you're gonna get rid of that debit card because there's so many perks of using that credit card instead of that debit card to improve your credit score and many more things. If you're someone with a debit card and a credit card and you're only using that debit card and never showing love to that credit card, eventually they're gonna close that account and it's gonna drop your credit score. But if you're someone who still needs that debit card for certain situations, which is very understandable, still use it for those certain situations, but other situations, swipe that credit card. Keep continuing to swipe that credit card because you're going to have so many perks of using that credit card, and it's going to improve your credit score. Eventually, by using that credit card, a lot of the times, they're going to raise your limits. And once they raise your limits and your utilization is low and you're making your payments on time, your credit score is going to jump even more because your utilization is going to be dropped the higher the limit is. So let me put this in perspective for you. We have Dan over here and we have Chris over here. Dan has a debit card that he uses every single day. Don't tell him about a credit card because he's scared. He doesn't want to ruin his credit score. His family told him only use a debit card. Credit card debt will put you in debt. You will be very miserable and you'll be able to never buy a house. But he wants to buy a house in the next 5 years. And then we have Chris over here who uses his credit card faithfully. Every day, every purchase, he's swiping that credit card. And he wants to buy a house in the next 5 years as well. And over here, over the next 5 years of him using that debit card, he never improved his credit score. So remember, he wanted to buy the house. He can't buy the house because he never improved his credit score because he's swiping the debit card every single day. And then he's not also taking advantage of all the other perks mentioned in this video from having a credit card. And then Chris over here, after him swiping that card, making his payments on time, getting all of the perks of having a credit card, he's now able over the next 5 years to go to the bank and tell them, hey, I want to get this loan for this house that I've always wanted. He's actually able to go and put down 3.5% for an FHA loan because his credit score is super high because he's responsible. He uses that credit card. He makes his payments on time and does everything he's supposed to. So Chris over here is super happy. He got his dream house. He put down a low down payment. He improved his credit score over the next 5 years because simply he got rid of that debit card and only used his credit card over that 5-year period. Compared to Dan over here, over that 5-year period, he never improved his credit score and he only seen money being pulled from his debit card with no benefit. So obviously you see the difference between Dan and Chris and the reason for using a credit card instead of a debit card when you're looking to improve your credit score to eventually get that loan for the house, that car, or whatever that you need that requires credit. Next, we have rewards. Anytime I swipe my debit card, there's no rewards. I'm not getting any cash back or any benefit by swiping my debit card. All I'm doing is purchasing everything from my bank account. Compared to my credit card, I'm earning 2% cash back on everyday purchases and 3% on travel. So within the last year, I've made at least $1,000 by just simply replacing my debit card with my credit card and purchasing everything with my credit card. So right now I have $384.29 of cash back that I can deposit in my bank account or even just use this money to do anything because I was simply replacing my debit card with my credit card. So if you're someone that spends a lot on your debit card, like let's say $5,000 a month, there's no benefit of using your debit card. But if you're someone like me who has $5,000 of spending every single month and you have the credit card that I do, that's 2% cash back. So that's $100 per month of free money. I can deposit that into my bank account and make $1,200 a year. I can pay my phone bill, or you can take it a step further and actually invest it into, let's say, a Roth IRA every month. Think about it for 20 or 30 years about how much money you can earn by just using that credit card and depositing into a Roth IRA and making money for retirement. Last is a welcome bonus. Not a lot of times you open a bank account with a debit card and you get a welcome bonus. If you do, it's going to be what? $100, which is not a lot at all compared to my credit card. When I opened up my credit card, if I spent $3,000 in the first 90 days, I got 40,000 reward points, which equal $400. I knew I was going to spend that regardless, so I got a free $400 for spending it, which is great. That's honestly not even a lot. A lot of credit card companies offer even more with a welcome bonus if you spend a certain amount of money within a certain period of time. So if you're someone with a great credit score and you're about to spend a bunch of money in the next few months, look into different welcome bonuses by opening up different credit cards. You can honestly earn a decent amount of money by finding a good credit card that offers a great welcome bonus. All in all, I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather spend someone else's money instead of mine and earn cash back for every dollar I spend while doing it. We have to eliminate this mindset that credit cards are bad and we don't need to give credit cards. You can actually add your kids as an authorized user on your credit card so when they turn 18, they have a strong credit history instead of making them figure it out on their own. We have to eliminate that putting bills in our kids' names at a young age and ruining their credit score before they even get a chance. Break these curses and build generational wealth. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you're notified anytime I post a video. And as always, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you guys so much.